Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about the discovery of proton and then after discovery of neutron. In a previous lecture that we studied about the discovery of electrons. Okay. Now just give attention. Goldstein in 1886 discovered the protons by using the discharge tube that was prepared by the Thomson. Right? In construction of this, we have to take cathode as perforated, not anode here, and the fluorescent material is coated at the opposite end of the anode, that means behind the wall of the cathode, right? And the gas is filled in a discharge tube. Here we are taking the hydrogen gas. Goldstein observed that when he applied the very high voltage across the electrode, the gas is ionized. As the same way, when the cathode rays are emitted from cathode to anode, simultaneously the anode rays are emitted from anode to cathode in an opposite direction of the cathode rays. And that will be noticed by the fluorescent screen behind the perforated anode, that is shows very sharp green spot on its surface. That means the some rays it's emitted from the anode to cathode. Goldstein studied about these rays, and this ray is a positive charge. He gave the name anode rays, positive charge rays, or is a canal rays. He studied about the property of this anode rays. Then what he observed, the first property of the anode rays is the anode ray has a positive charge, and they travel in a straight path like a cathode rays. Anode rays is attracted towards the south pole in presence of magnetic field. Fourth, it gives the fluorescence effect on the fluorescent material. Fifth, the E by M ratio, this one is very important. The E by M ratio of the positive rays, that is the anode rays, is different for different gases. That means the anode rays depends upon the nature of gas filled in a discharge tube, while in a cathode rays the E by M ratio remains same for all the gases, right? So why we are taking hydrogen here? The reason is hydrogen have only one proton in the nucleus and one electron. The anode ray is actually produced when the electron is released from the atom. In a hydrogen, when the electron is removed, that means in a nucleus only proton is remain present. So we took here hydrogen gas as a gaseous material in a discharge tube. Goldstein in 1886 discovered the protons by using discharge tube when he applied high voltage across the electrodes. Here, instead of anode, the cathode is perforated. The wall of the tube behind the cathode is coated with fluorescent material like ZNS. He observed cathode rays are produced due to the ionization of gas in a tube. Simultaneously, the other rays in opposite direction of cathode rays, that is anode to cathode, are also produced. These rays are known as anode rays, canal rays, or positive rays. In this experiment, hydrogen gas is field in discharge tube, because hydrogen have one electron and one proton only. Only proton is left. I am showing this whole process in a diagram. Same way, the construction like cathode ray tube, the glass tube. These are the two electrodes. Here we are taking the cathode as perforated, connected to the high voltage battery. The layer behind the cathode is coated with the fluorescent screen. The observation shows that the cathode rays are emitted. Goldstein observed that in the opposite direction of cathode ray, the other positive rays are emitted, and that is known as anode ray. Anode ray have positive charge and cathode ray have negative charge. This way. Clear? Properties of the anode rays. The first property, they traveled in straight path. Second, they are attracted towards negative plate in presence of electric field. Third, they are attracted towards south pole in presence of magnetic field. Fourth is very important, the E by M ratio of anode ray is different for the different gases. That means anode rays are dependent on the nature of gas. The fifth one, they produce fluorescence effect on the fluorescent screen. Clear? So this one is the discovery of anode rays. Right now. Let's go ahead. Charge to mass ratio of the protons. E by M ratio, that means charge to mass ratio of the proton, that was found to be 9.57 into 10 raised to 7 coulomb per kilogram. By the Mulliken-Oit drop method, we found the charge of proton is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, exactly like a charge of electron. To just differentiate that charge, we put a plus sign in the charge of the proton. Therefore, E upon M is equal to 9.57 into 10 raised to 7. Charge value of the proton is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 divided by mass is equal to 9.57 into 10 raised to 7. Let's find out the mass. So mass of the proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kilogram. If we take the ratio of mass of proton to the mass of electron, 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 divided by 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram, and it is nearly equal to 1836. That means the mass of proton is 1836 times more than the mass of electron.
Goldstein experiment. In 1886, Goldstein discovered positive rays. While carrying out experiments with discharge tubes containing perforated cathodes, he observed that some new type of luminous rays were passing through the holes in the cathode. These rays were moving in the direction opposite to that of the cathode rays. J.J. Thomson later showed that these rays consisted of positively charged particles and were named as positive rays or anode rays. These rays were also called canal rays. When electrical discharge is passed through gases at very low pressure, cathode rays are produced. The cathode rays consist of streams of electrons. These electrons travel with high speed. When these fast-moving electrons strike with the atoms or molecules of the gas, one or more electrons are knocked off and the positively charged residue are left. These positively charged residues of the atoms or molecules of the gas constitute the positive rays. Production of anode rays. A high voltage of about 10,000 volts is applied to a discharge tube having a perforated cathode and containing air at a very low pressure. Some rays formed at the anode strike the walls of the discharge tube and produce a faint red light. Since the rays are formed at anode, so are called as anode rays or positive rays. Properties of anode rays. Anode rays consist of positively charged particles. The nature of these rays depends upon the nature of the gas used in the discharge tube. Anode rays travel in straight lines. Anode rays get deflected by an electrical field. They bend towards the negative plate. Anode rays can produce mechanical effects. Anode rays are also deflected by the magnetic fields in a direction opposite to that of the cathode rays. This shows that the anode rays consists of particles having positive charge. The ratio of charge to mass, that is E upon m, for the particles of the positive rays is not equal for all gases. The ratio E upon m for anode rays is very small as compared to the E upon m value for the cathode ray particles. This shows that the particles constituting the positive rays are heavier than the cathode ray particles. The E upon m, charge upon mass, ratio of the anode rays obtained from hydrogen gas was found to be the highest. This value was found to be 9.58 into 10 raised to the power 4 coulomb per gram. The corresponding particles carried a charge of 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. The mass of the positive particles obtained from hydrogen is mass of the anode ray particle for hydrogen gas is equal to E upon m is equal to 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb upon 9.58 into 10 raised to the power 4 coulomb per gram is equal to 1.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 gram. Ratio of mass of proton to electron. The mass of an electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram. So, the ratio of the mass of positive particle obtained from hydrogen to the mass of an electron is 1.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 gram upon 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram is equal to 1837. Thus, the positive particle obtained from hydrogen is 1837 times heavier than the electron. Discovery of the proton. Goldstein in 1886, while carrying out experiments with discharge tube containing perforated cathode, discovered positive rays or anode rays. The properties of these rays showed that they consisted of positively charged particles. This positively charged particle was called proton. Protons are located in the nucleus of an atom. Only hydrogen atom contains one proton in its nucleus. Atoms of all other elements contain more than one proton. Characteristics of a proton. The mass of a proton is equal to that of a hydrogen atom. Its mass is 1836 times that of an electron. Absolute mass of a proton is equal to 1.676 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram is equal to 1.676 into 10 raised to the power minus 24 gram. The relative mass of a proton is 1.0073 units. A proton carries a charge equal in magnitude but opposite in sign to that carried by an electron. Thus, a proton possesses a unit relative positive charge. Absolute charge on a proton is equal to plus 1.602 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb.
When scientists try to explain the mass of the atom, then for hydrogen atom, mass of proton equal to the mass of hydrogen atom. When he tried to find out the mass of helium, then he got the answer of the mass of helium is actually twice than the mass of proton. That means the mass of helium is 4 times heavier than the mass of hydrogen. Why it's so? Then he conclude that the mass of helium is not only because of the mass of proton. Helium have 2 protons. That means that must be a other particle should remain present which has a mass equal to the mass of proton. In 1932, the James Chadwick discovered the neutron which has a mass exactly like a mass of proton, and he also found this neutron does not have any charge. Discovery of neutron.
In order to understand the discovery of neutron, let us consider an experimental setup in which polonium is placed inside a cavity. The cavity is made up of lead material. The purpose of using lead block is that lead does not allow the radiations to pass through from all directions. A small opening is given in the lead box, and only radiations can pass through from this opening. When alpha particles strike the beryllium metal, they release one neutron with the formation of carbon. A detector was placed after the beryllium metal to detect the type of particle. The detector did not show any deflection. This leads to the conclusion that the particles are neither positively charged nor negatively charged. They are neutral. This experiment leads to the discovery of neutron.
In 1932, James Chadwick discovered the neutron. He bombarded the thin sheet of beryllium with alpha particles, that is helium. He observed some tiny particles are released from beryllium which has mass nearly equal to mass of proton, and it does not have any charge. He gave name to this particle as neutrons. For beryllium 9 is bombarded with 2He4, it's convert the beryllium atom into carbon atom and release the neutron particles. Okay, this way the James Chadwick discovered the neutrons. In a table that you see on your screen, I give the mass of each fundamental particle of atom. First, proton. The mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 gram. The mass of neutron is something higher than the proton, that is 1.76 into 10 raised to minus 27 gram. The mass of electron is 9.109 into 10 raised to minus 31 gram. In atomic mass unit or in unit, the mass of proton is 1.0085. Mass of neutron is also like this, 1.0085. Mass of electron is 0.00054. Therefore, in a AMU unit, the mass of proton is accepted equal to 1, neutron is also accepted equal to 1, while the mass of electron is 0. The charge of proton is positive 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. The charge of neutron is 0 and the charge of electron is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. That is considered as a unit charge. Therefore, the charge of proton is plus 1, charge of neutron is 0 and the charge of electron is minus 1. Okay, please write down.